Hey kids, we're a couple of annoying grunt boys, and this is the 138th Simpsons podcast. That's right, where the podcast explores the animated sitcom The Simpsons from seasons 12 and beyond, and the newest episodes when they come out. Why do we do it like that? Well, an entity known as the Wheel of Random has trapped us and forced us to watch the show in such a manner, and we already did season 11, and we got a new episode this week, so it doesn't matter. I say we because I'm one annoying grunt boy named Steve, and with me, as always, is the other annoying grunt boy.
You will know me as Craig.
I will know you as Craig, and how are we doing this week?
We're absolutely normal. How about you?
I am doing good, although I am embarrassed to admit that, once again, I feel like we do this sometimes, we made a mistake. We have such a depth of Simpsons knowledge that sometimes we get things a little confused, and thank you to listener Timothy for pointing this out and making us look like real assholes, because last week we screwed up. We were talking about the untimely death of Mrs. Alice Glick, and we mentioned her love of cakes in photo albums, and we conflated two things, because in Season 2, Episode 21, 3 Men in a Comic Book, Bart works for Alice Glick, pulling weeds, and he's all bloodied, and then she cures it with iodine, and it hurts, and for all of his troubles, Bart gets a measly 50 cents to buy penny whistles and moon pies. And then later, in Season 8, Episode 19, Grade School Confidential, we have Skinner and Krabappel, and they be fucking, but Agnes does not approve, so Seymour has to have Bart keep her busy, and that is when she, Agnes Skinner, not Mrs. Glick, shows Bart her photo album of cakes, which he doesn't like because she finds them to be too sweet.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
So thank you again, Timothy, for embarrassing us and just making us look like real jerks.
You're a real jerk, you know that?
These are episodes that are from 1 to 10. We don't know this. We've never seen them.
Exactly. What's The Simpsons? What's a Bart?
I could see how we misconstrued that because by that time, Agnes wasn't really the Agnes we know. We just think all old white women look the same.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all the same to me. The good thing about this, aside from us pointing out our mistake, is I went back and I watched those 2 episodes, and then I watched a couple more of classic Simpsons episodes. The Simpsons are a good show.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like, we watched the Frink episode. It's a good one. I like The Simpsons. And speaking of The Simpsons, I think now is the perfect time to turn it over to you for our new favorite segment, Fortnite Corner.
Oh, do we have a theme for that? Here, I'll just play this.
You're nuts in my face.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so last week we forgot to mention, well, it's not our fault because the Fortnite episodes, the little mini episodes on Disney Plus, the 3rd episode wasn't up by record time, but now it is, and so is episode 4, so we'll go through them real quick. So the 3rd episode is called Multiplicity, but with an idiot at the end. Okay. So I think the last time we saw him, Homer, there's a bunch of like Homer clones because he's got the shard in his stomach.
And there's that giant remote control.
Yeah.
And yada, yada, yada.
But we see Wiggum there with some Fortnite guns and is going to blast him into some Fortnite moves. And then it was weird too, like in the middle of the cartoon that we're getting, we just see like gameplay.
Yeah, it's a weird cut.
It really was. It was just like, okay. And then like the animation's kind of weird. But it's like Fortnite because I'm not sure how they do it. I'm assuming it's like motion capture suits that they have people, then they put the skins over them. I don't know how it works. I'm not in an animation, but or video game animation because it has to move the way the player moves. Video games are very, very hard to produce.
Yeah.
But so we see a bunch of gameplay, and then we go back to an actual cartoon, and Homer's now like a giant-sized person, giant Homer. He's been blown up. Honey, I blew up the Homer. I think that's what the title's called. But also, he's like really dumb. Because
it's not actually him. It's just his essence. Because the real Homer is up in the clouds or something.
There is some like shade that Marge like throws to like the characters too in this cartoon. Like telling the girl with like the cat ears, like, you don't have friends, do you?
And she's like, yeah, I do. And then the male one is like, no, she doesn't.
It's just like, making fun of the gamers that... Do you think that the people that watch or play the Fortnite, the kids, are actually watching these vignettes?
See, you make a good point, because I think that's why they intersect game footage into this 2.5-minute video, because their attention span is so poor that they can't follow a narrative for 2.5 minutes. So they have to have some action in between.
Yeah, speaking of attention span and forgetting things, do you think kids that play this game actually watch these little vignettes?
I'm sorry, what? I was on TikTok.
All right, that's the third one that we missed last week. See, what's the fourth one now?
So then the fourth one is entitled The Incredible Bulk, and it continues with, Homer being giant and up on his mountain. And so we have Bart and Lisa and Marge with the Fortnite folks, and they get the help of Professor Frink and his debigulator to get that Homer shrunk down so they can get their shard and go back to Demon Island or whatever exposition they're talking about. And Marge swears that Homer's a good man any size, and then Homer lets out a big burp, blowing it around. And then again, we cut to more footage of just Fortnite people running amok in Springfield. We have people making it rain in Burns' office. There's an orange cop, not like a cop that's orange, but a cop that isn't orange. Just, we get itchy and scratchy and all that fun.
I have a theory. Do you think that the footage that we see from the gameplay was maybe the footage from the actual Simpsons creative team playing the game, and that's why it took a while for them to upload? Like, kids wait there, and it will show footage from that live session that was last week.
That's very possible. That's a good point. I think you might be right.
I mean, we're not doing research on this, and Timothy, if you really want to do research and correct us next week, feel free, but don't waste your time, please, to look this up.
Especially Fortnite stuff. It's like when I say anything about improv, if you know that I'm wrong, it's okay. You're smarter than I am. You got it. But on The Simpsons, please call us out, because that's always fun. Anyway, Frink tries his debigulator. It doesn't work, but it does work on himself. So Frink is a tiny hamster man in a hamster ball. And we leave the story kind of on a cliffhanger, I guess, because Homer's still big, Homer's still dumb. That's it.
And I think why we're saying we're confused, because we thought that they were only doing 4 of these animated shorts, and then the event's over, they'll probably do something else. But it seems like maybe there's going to be more. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait with bated breath until next week.
Yes, but you, listener, will have to listen with bated breath no longer, because let's just get into this week's episode, entitled The Day of the Jack-Up. That's right. After a mysterious buyer purchases every ticket for the K-pop concert Lisa wants to go to, the Simpsons have to figure out the identity of this evil ticket reseller. Oh boy.
I know who it is. You want me to just tell you?
Okay, let me know.
Steve, it's none other than...
Whoa, that's a huge reveal. Oh, listeners, I don't know how you're going to be able to watch the episode with that knowledge, but give it a try, because we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And we're back. Today we're talking about The Day of the Jack-Up, the 8th episode of the 37th season. It is episode 798 in the show's run. It originally aired on November 23rd, 2025. Your nerd code is 37 ABF01. It was written by Joel H. Cohen, directed by Michael Frank Polcino, and your showrunners are Rob LaZebnik and Matt Selman.
All right, Robbie LaZebnik and Matt Selman are showrunning this episode. But it was written by Joel H. Cohen, Steve, like you said.
Of course.
Of course, Mr. Cohen, born in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, writer on The Simpsons. He also worked for SNL and 2 episodes of Suddenly Susan. Also won a WGA award for Wedding for Disaster. And the younger brother of Robert Cohen, who, of course, we always mention, wrote Flaming Moe's. And, of course, not related to David S. Cohen or David X. Cohen or any of the Cohen brothers.
Exactly, except for his own brothers, because they would be the Cohen brothers, because his last name is Cohen, of course.
But did his younger brother, write any episodes of The Simpsons?
I don't think so yet.
So, written 40 episodes, Steve. That's a lot of episodes. Have you written 40 of anything?
I don't even know if I've written the number 40.
How many 40s have you drank, though?
Oh, a lot. You ever play that Edward 40 Hands? It's a fun game.
So this is the 18th episode that we're going to review. And I think we could review every single episode he's ever written. But Steve, there's so much that we've reviewed. I don't know where to even begin. I don't even want to talk about the episodes that we haven't reviewed because it's so many. But one of the previous episodes this year, right? Abe League of Their Mo.
Yeah, it was our most recent one, I think.
Previous seasons, Frankenstein's Monster, Do the Wrong Thing, Pretty Little Liar, The Ways We Were, and then a lot more. I'm trying to think of the ones that we have reviewed that have been particularly one of my favorite episodes. Do we like Brawl in the Family from season 13, episode 7?
I'm sure we do.
How about Marge and Homer turn a couple play? I don't know.
I always remember He Loved to Die. He Loved to Fly and He Does, the one with Stephen Colbert. That one was fun.
All right. Well, Steve, I think we're going to have a fun time with Mr. Cohen. Do we have any other writing credits? No, he's just kind of like written a lot of Simpsons. That's kind of been his gig. But let's just get into this week's episode, Steve. All right.
Alrighty, and our episode begins, as it always does, at the Springfield nuclear power plant, where Mr. Burns is wondering why he's wearing his meeting tie and chit-chat spats. Smithers offers that the desire for nuclear power is lower than usual due to a new wind farm. Mr. Burns curses his enemy, the wind, and the sour belches from Mother Nature it creates, not to mention all those birds that it kills, evidently.
And whales, right?
Yes, it does kill the whales, but you gotta kill something.
Whaling goes on to say that the local prison's electric chair is now being powered by a spin class instructed by Julio. And as a result of this, there's a surplus of power. And a buyer is interested in using that power to mine blockchain currency. And Burns, of course, is more familiar with mines, chains, and crypts.
Of course.
I like in the jail, we actually see someone get electrocuted. Couldn't tell if it was Snake or not, but that's nice.
Yeah, it's good. And I think it's motivating for the spin class to see who they're killing. That just makes them work harder. Oh, that guy's a tax fraud? It's right away. I don't know why you get the death penalty for the tax fraud, but don't do it, folks. So using his decades, or maybe centuries of business prowess, Monty unveils his famed negotiation skills. First rule of negotiation, act like you don't need the money. And to show this one off, Burns lights a stack of cash on fire. As the investors cough, Monty pulls out two jewel-encrusted gas masks, one for him, and one for his ever-faithful companion who's always by his side, one of the hounds.
So the next rule of negotiation, as illustrated by Monty putting a man's head in the vice, is speak first, lose first. So the clock ticks by as Monty and three buyers sit in silence, and when one of them wonders aloud if Monty may be dead, Burns declares himself to be the winner. Smithers then walks in with a bunch of takeout menus, suggesting a long night ahead.
The third rule of negotiation is extreme demands, tiny concessions. And that's shown by Burns branding the letters MB into the ass of his opponent. And, of course, that tactic would also prove effective for Milton Bradley when he showed those smug Parker brothers who's boss. So in a pitch-black meeting room, Burns suggests that if the investors triple their offer, he'll provide them with a sliver of sunlight.
So the buyers ask Burns if he'll even look at their proposal, but he finds that to be difficult with the help of at least a little light. So once again, in the darkness, Smithers returns, wondering if people want pizza or Chinese. Steve, what do you feel like tonight?
I feel like Chinese tonight.
I feel like Chinese pizza.
Ooh, I like it.
Just throw on some General Style chicken on top of some dough. There we go.
I would eat that. Despite Monty's wishes for them to stay, the investors have already made a deal with the Ogdenville plant. The final straw was assigning Homer to stand next to them, topless, with the word relent tattooed on his belly. So the investors leave, but Mr. Burns assumes it's just a counter move, and that they'll return by the time his aunt's ashes fall through an hourglass, though maybe not her dentures.
As they wait for the investors who aren't coming back, Smithers suggests his own plan to take advantage of that power.
I have an idea how we can monetize our excess power. A massive concert venue. We can make a big profit on merchandise, concessions, and parking.
Parking, the modern El Dorado.
The arena could have video on the outside, and we could make it an interesting shape. Maybe spherical.
Yes, I had the perfect name. We'll call it the Circulus.
Of course, they're referencing the sphere in Lost Wages. I mean, Las Vegas. Do you have any desire to visit the Sphere?
None whatsoever. I'm old, so I don't go to many concerts these days. But going to like a big like official venue like the Sphere just sounds like a nightmare to me. What about you?
Yeah, I don't know about concerts, but like a movie going experience. Like I've seen videos of the Wizard of Oz, and it looks kind of fun. Yeah, because like what the music wise has been like U2, and I think the Eagles are going to be playing. Like I have no desire to see like the bands that have played.
Yeah, that's kind of my whole deal. Is like I think No Doubt is coming, and no doubt about it, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any musical act that I would like care to go see. Again, because of oldness, and I like to sit when I'm at venues, but most places people have to stand, even if they have chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The youth of the day can actually stand for 2 hours. But like a movie, like obviously, if they did the Simpsons 2 movie when that comes out, they're probably going to have to play at the Sphere.
That would be cool. Yeah, we'll do a Patreon episode for that.
Yeah, but is there like, would there be like a movie that would be fun to see in the Sphere? Because have you seen the Wizard of Oz videos?
Yeah, that does look impressive.
And I'm just saying, like, if you haven't seen it, like, they use, I think, AI and stuff, but not, like computer to generate the whole scene. So you still have like the movie, but then they expand through the entire dome. But then they also have like flying monkeys, not actual monkeys, but flying around, like probably on drones. They have like apples that fall. Like it's just immersive. Like I think you feel like the tornado, you get blown in it. By tornado blow, I mean.
Of course.
But like Jaws, I'd probably feel claustrophobic. But like Ghostbusters, could you imagine like getting slimed?
Yeah, I mean, I know that they did it, but I think Honey, I Shrunk the Kids would be a lot of fun.
What about like classic cinema, like Debbie Does Dallas?
Ooh, yes. Money shots for everyone.
Boogie Nights at the end.
Oh.
They just drop a giant dong on everyone. I don't know. Yeah. Again, also like Vegas isn't my destination that I want to be going to. I'm just not a fan of Sin City.
Yeah, I've been there twice, and that's about 1.5 times too many.
There you go.
So construction begins on the circulus, with the grand orb quickly taking shape in the center of Springfield. Once the ceremonial ribbon is cut, workers push the giant sphere, and it moves, and to quote the Greek philosopher Plucky Duck, the ball go down the hole.
And Burns and Smithers press a giant red button, bringing that circulus to life as it lights and says, "Coming soon." That grand display illuminates Springfield. The congregation of the First Church of Springfield cheers as the "Coming soon" appears above the image of Jesus Christ. And of course, Christ would come on the day that Ned has a zit.
So embarrassing. So in the crowded bedroom of the Spuckler clan, the children see the light from the massive new arena and begin to bark and howl. And as Lenny leaves the midnight pupil dilation clinic, which you gotta go to, his night eyes are torn asunder by the vibrant illumination. And even the Simpsons are affected by Monty, doing the very opposite of blocking out the sun. But before they can grab their guns, they learn about an upcoming concert.
Oh, the light from that stupid circular mist has made it impossible to sleep here or at work. Did you know that I passed out at Moe's from tiredness?
Breaking news. Ginormous Kent Brockman here to announce the Circulus opening act will be K-pop sensation Knee-Sock Dolls. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Knee-Sock Dolls! They're my favorite girl pop band from my favorite Korea! I want to go. No, I need to go!
Oh, Lisa, no one enjoys loud gibberish and screaming preteens more than me. But that concert's on a school night. Going just wouldn't be responsible.
But this might be my only chance to see them and hear their defiant songs about equal pay and cute boys in the summertime.
Don't cry, we'll go. We'll buy tickets and be there, I swear.
No daddy's daughter ever had a better daughter daddy.
All right, say that 12 times fast.
That.
Wow, you fooled me again, Steve. I love that Lisa finally admits her favorite Korea is North Korea, because I'm assuming that's where the K-pop band is from.
I mean, to have that kind of discipline, they must be, yeah.
Also, shout out, what a dumb thing to say. I just love the Lenny and the eye bit before the clip. It's always nice to have a Lenny eye clip.
Yes. Yeah, I'm old. So the K-pop sensation is something that I can just like sit back and like not pay attention to, but it's just there. But as you are a father of a daughter, is this a thing that you're concerned that you're gonna have to deal with or enjoy, I guess?
No, I feel like whatever my daughter is going to be into at like Lisa's age or older doesn't exist yet. So we're not there.
That's good. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, I don't know what it's going to be. I'm very curious now. Hopefully it's like old white dudes talking about The Simpsons on podcasts. They can handle.
I'm sure that'll have an upsurge with teenage girls because that's how that works.
But it's just great that, it's Homer again, like trying to negotiate, but then obviously doing anything for your child. I like that aspect of Homer. Like, he doesn't want to see Lisa hurt or sad. And so that's very natural. But we then learn Lisa's primary rule of negotiation: cry your way to yes. The following morning, Homer and Lisa are ready, bright and early to get tickets to the knee sock dolls for all the other fans and their guilt-ridden daddies. But as the counter reaches 0, they suddenly discover that the concert is sold out.
Oh. So Lisa, nearly once again in tears, wonder if she's truly not going. But Homer is sure that they can find tickets on the secondary market, like they did with Abe's pacemaker. So they soon learn that someone named Seat Miser has already purchased the pre-bought tickets and is reselling them for $2,000 a pop.
Or as they say on the East Coast, $2,000 a soda.
Ooh, that's very true. And $2,000 a Coke for the part of the South.
Lisa thanks her father for the effort and is ready to admit defeat. However, Homer believes that the nation's most cherished freedom is the ability to buy tickets at face value. Yeah, I wish. He feels that everyone deserves a fair shot at a seat, be it a concert, sporting event, or a Terry Gross in Conversations with Drama Desk Award winner Audra McDonald at the 92nd Street Y.
Truly compelling, that conversation, I would imagine.
What a specific joke.
Yes.
It was like Cohen just like had to go see this once and was bored.
Yeah, I'm dumb, and I know who Terry Gross is, a great NPR interviewer. But none of the other words make sense to me. Like, I don't know, were they at a YMCA, and why are they asking like an award-winning dramatist? I don't know.
Did I ever tell you my Terry Gross story?
I don't like gross stories, but no, you didn't.
Oh, well, you kind of ruined my joke, but I'll say it anyways. I was at, speaking of Audra McDonald, I was at a McDonald's of all places, and Terry was there. And I noticed that someone had just like bit into like their Big Mac, and I heard like, this isn't for me, and like threw like just the one bitten hamburger into the trash can, and then I saw Terry go to the trash can, open it up, grab the burger, and take a bite from it. I'm like, look, Terry, gross! Someone ate that. Anyways, that was my joke, but you ruined it with your gross joke.
I'm sorry, yours was better. It's like that time that I warned that the This American Life host was about to choose not plastic or not paper because I was like, Ira, glass.
Oh, I understand now.
Yeah, okay.
But did you know the other time I saw Terry Gross?
When's that?
We were in Seattle. We were going to cross into from Puget Sound into Vancouver, Canada, and we took the ferry. And I say, hey, there's Terry on a ferry.
Oh, that's nice.
Also, I saw him take someone's like half-eaten sandwich out of the garbage can. All right, I think we're done. That joke failed. No one's laughing.
Okay.
Can we just continue, Steve?
I won't mention the time that I saw Brian Ferry. So Homer vows to get those tickets since he is one lazy American who will not take injustice standing up. So he sits down and further declares that he won't take it sober, cracking open a Duff at 6 a.m, following, Homer's J. Simpson's rule of inebriation. Morning is just the end of last night.
That's funny. That kind of happened to me the other day. We had a little Friendsgiving here at our house. And were you and your wife invited, Steve? That's right, because I'm your friend. And then you wouldn't want to hassle with this kind of social event.
Yes, of course.
Anyway, so like the next day I had like mounds of dishes as you would having a dinner party. Because you don't do, I would never do the night of because I'm already drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm like, there's like a half a bottle of champagne in the fridge. I'm like, I can't let this go to waste. So I ended up putting the champagne in my coffee mug instead of coffee for that morning and did like 3 rounds of cleaning the kitchen and dishes. And by like 4 o'clock, I had like 2 champagnes, a cocktail and a beer, and maybe an edible. And I was out until about 9 p.m.
Does sound kind of nice, honestly.
It was nice and magical. And then like at 2 a.m, I'm still awake. I'm like, oh, I should probably go to bed because I just had that long nap. But it was exciting, Steve. I watched the first 10 minutes of Austin Powers and fell asleep.
The joys of adulthood.
Yeah, and the missus didn't bother waking me. It was nice of her. Both the baby and I slept, She didn't, of course, have all that champagne and beer and vodka like I did. She was a good baby and just had her wine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Steve, Marge uses the saltiest of language to describe the mysterious Sikh miser, calling him a real J-E-R kosher sign. She goes on to remark that the resellers use computer bots to buy up everything and jack up the prices. Marge feels this is a valid reason to be upset, but Bart reassures Lisa sarcastically, saying she'll see concert footage posted by rich kids.
So it seems that the Nisak dolls are only jack-up material for the Seat Miser. All upcoming events to the Circulus have been purchased, including Garden of Sweden, ABBA Sings Scripture, not actual members of ABBA, and Ned and his boys are disappointed to learn this on their HP, that's higher power, computer.
Then the Megadeth Metal Meltdown Melee is also sold out, causing Jimbo, Shauna, Dolph, and Kearney to curb stomp their laptop. So even the Wiggles assisted wiggling tour had been bought up, resulting in a massive scream from Ralph. But Chief Wiggum is prepared with protective earwear. I really love that scene. I think you hear it without hearing it. It's just also the animation of the Wiggum boy, like just slowly about to erupt, and like knowing it's going to happen. And as someone, of course, as a parent, you can see that always happening. And I imagine it's the most annoying sound in the world is Ralph's cries.
Oh, yeah, it's probably so loud and so, yeah, that, it's awful.
It's probably the funniest scene for me because you don't get it, but you know what it's going to be because Ralph always has funny little jokes. But the fact you can't hear screams, I don't know. It's very good. Well, because of the ticket crisis, a town hall meeting is held. And subsequently sold out. Mayor Quimby vows to take a stand against the Seat Miser and predatory resellers. I just like also that Quimby, of course, would be the one that has to sell tickets to the town hall meeting.
Of course, yeah.
But we're going to go to the clip here where the Springfield residents are a little skeptical.
How can you stop this aftermarket villain? They could be using a computer anywhere in the world, even Trinidad and or Tobago.
Wrong again, Sideshow Melvin. I have discovered through cyber manipulation that Seat Miser's account was set up on a library computer right here in Springfield.
I bet it's Lenny. One day I saw him with a book.
I'm doing research for my novel about 18th century Hungarian pirates in the Black Sea. That idea's mine. Nobody steal it. I'll know.
It's probably Seymour. He comes from a troubled home.
To find this pernicious ticket reseller, I have brought in one of the FBI's most decorated criminal profilers.
My name is not public information. I used to catch violent serial killers, but now we just leave that to documentaries and podcasts, which leaves me free to dedicate my extensive skills to fighting this new, highly irritating breed of semi-crime.
I'm glad Agnes acknowledges that Skinner comes from a shitty home.
Yeah, it's good that she owns up to it. Also, I noticed that Mel and Frank seem to have like a little bit of beef with one another.
They must own an Arby's.
That's it. Or I assume that it's a Spock McCoy situation where, Frank is based in logic and, Mel is a very passionate guy, so he's probably more emotionally driven, much like McCoy.
Someone's been watching Star Trek.
Yes, maybe.
Not you, though.
No. But somebody, I'm sure.
Okay.
A lot of people are. But that voice of the profiler, that's Paget Brewster. And you may know her from her role on Criminal Minds, where she also plays an FBI agent, Emily Prentice. Prentice, you're fired. But she's also had a great career beginning in the 90s. She's been on Friends, Community, Modern Family. And then she's done a lot of voice work like Harvey Birdman, Batman, The Brave and the Bold, and BoJack Horseman. And then she's also done a lot of podcasts like the Thrilling Adventure Hour. She's always a delight.
Wow, she's worked with a Birdman, a Batman, and a Horseman.
Yes. If there's an animal man, she's been in it, on it, with it.
She was on Friends. Let me guess, she played the girlfriend of somebody.
Yes, she did. I remember this episode. She was Joey's girlfriend.
Joey, ah.
And I think that Chandler had a crush on her, and they started to kind of get together, and then there was a rift in the friendship because of it, and it was a whole thing.
Is this a Friends podcast now?
It will be eventually. It won't be. I don't know. That show, I used to love it. It's hard to think about.
I haven't watched it since, I don't know. I don't think I've seen every episode. I might have. I don't know. But did you hear the good news, Steve? Like, you can see all of Joey now on YouTube.
Wow.
Apparently there was like 6 episodes that were never released, and now they are.
Justice for Joey. It's about time.
Yeah, I've seen Paget. She's a working actor. She's a character actor. That's the best way to put it, right?
Yeah, I respect the fact that she let her hair grow gray naturally and keeps it up despite Hollywood's sexist demands for women to be youthful.
I let my hair go gray. You don't compliment me.
I let my hair go bald. You don't say shit.
Yeah, because I caused that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, Ned, aware that the ticket trafficking is sinful, asks if it is actually against the law. So the profiler responds that it is, in fact, illegal in some states, and since she is unsure which state they're in, it's worth pursuing. She declares that she will bring the seat miser to justice and they will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, assuming there, is a law place where they are. So as the meeting wraps up, Marge tells Homer how proud she is that she didn't say anything the whole evening, which was just because his mouth was full of taffy.
So back at home, Lisa watches footage of the Nisak dolls from the Striculus, lamenting the fact that even if the Seatmeister is caught, she still can't go to the concert. Homer apologizes for not coming through, but Lisa's indifferent meh proves that she never had that much confidence in Homer to begin with. So after Homer and Lisa debate just how disappointing he can be as a father, he finds new motivation to get those tickets.
Oh my God! You never thought I would come through for you!
No, I did. I always think you'll come through for me.
Oh, I've set the bar so low I can't even disappoint you anymore.
The way you're making this all about you is a little disappointing.
Don't try to cheer me up. I'm gonna get those tickets by any means necessary. And when I don't, you better be let down. Stupid, amazing circulus, creating an economic system easily exploitable by ruthless capitalists with a technological advantage.
Hey, buddy. Word on the street is your daughter's desperate for tickets to the Nisak dolls.
The street is right.
Come into my office.
Everybody hates the predatory Ticketmaster system. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask if you come across this, but, just getting tickets to anything, not just concerts, sporting events. It's funny now that, like, a lot of those secondhand apps like Vivid or SeatGeek, a lot of them will be like, show you the price you are going to pay and not like the hidden fees when you go like on a Ticketmaster. It's just, I remember like when we were kids, like we want to go see a concert, general admission's $20 and we paid like $20, maybe like $3 and like other fees, but not like, breaking the bank like an extra $40.
Yeah, to me, it's like kind of hard to justify my whole life seeing a concert like for more than $50. Like, I know that there are like some legacy acts that people like, but like for me and most of the music that I listen to, if it's more than 50, I don't care.
Yeah, I remember like with the Taylor Swift Eras tour was coming out.
Yeah,
and just for shits and giggles, I went online to like reserve a spot to get tickets into Seattle. And I remember like after like 6 hours or whatever, it's like, you're finally next and here's your reservation and you purchase these tickets now. And it was literally like top level. This is at Lumen Field where the Seahawks play, right? So top level. And it was like for 2 tickets each, it was like $300. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying $600 plus probably more fees after that for top row where I won't be able to see anything. And again, concert wise, I don't think I would want to go to a Taylor Swift concert because of the fans. Like, if she just showed up at like some like little like wine bar in like across the street from my house, and I was there and she performed, that'd be fine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Why won't she do that?
Come on, Taylor, get on that.
Look, Steve and I will open for you. We'll do a live podcast.
We'll keep it under 2 hours. We don't even have to talk about The Simpsons. We can talk about Travis Kelce's hog.
No, we'll talk about The Simpsons.
Okay, that's better.
We'll talk about Lady Gaga episode. So, and then maybe we'll get Lady Gaga as a guest, but she won't perform for Taylor.
Right, because
it all works out.
Yeah, that was yeah.
Well, Homer follows Otto onto his bus, commenting that this is the way tickets should be bought from a sketchy dude in a parking lot who you'd never speak to in real life. Despite, the fact that Homer's spoken to Otto several occasions, also like had a wedding in their backyard. Anyways, Otto offers Homer 4 seats for the low price of $500 and some clean urine. And Homer counters with $450 and cleanish pee, and it's a deal.
Both very reasonable. So as Lisa watches an orange being peeled and a hamster running in its ball from the glowing orb that is a circulus, Marge tells the kids to put on their sleep helmets, which are just repurposed welder's masks. Homer then walks in asking his family, which hero is amazing? And Homer, it's obviously Spider-Man. He's the amazing Spider-Man. Duh.
So after a blank stare from Marge and the kids, Homer says, "This one," pointing at himself and shows off the 4 tickets. Lisa gleefully goes to hug him, but due to her sleep helmet, actually hugs a lamp. She apologizes for not being madder before, and Homer says that, of course, he can't forgive her. Poor Maggie can't go to the concert.
Nope, and she's a big fan, because she likes knee socks, I assume.
Well, and then we know in the future she's going to be a pop star herself, so she probably should have been at the Sphere to, get a hang of what her future will be like.
Maybe she was so distraught by not being able to go to the concert, she's like, I'll show them. I'm going to be my own pop star. And that's motivated her. So maybe it's good that she didn't go.
Also, good for Homer not taking the baby to a concert.
Good for the baby, good for the people around the baby. Everybody wins by her not being there. Bart is reluctant to see Lisa's stupid girl band, but thinks it might be fun to hate watch something on such a huge screen. Marge, meanwhile, is excited to hear the songs that she's been forced to listen to while driving carpool, especially without that off-key Janie. And Janie, who is sitting on the stairs, bursts into tears and runs out the door. And Marge asks Lisa to inform her when a sleepover's happening, but Lisa assures her mom that there was no sleepover, and Janie's a weirdo.
I kind of saw the joke coming, but I'm glad it is what was delivered.
It was well done.
A really weird scene, yeah. So on the night of the concert, the Simpsons find their seat inside the circulus and watch the big show. So the knee sock dolls are in a race car, having their titular footwear replaced by a pit crew, and then begin to dance and sing about Pow Pow Power.
Ladies are now in your ivory tower. You men don't own poor behavior. That's also our favorite flavor. We can embezzle more. We can gamble. Get poor. Objectify. Watch us be grosser. Harass. Watch us stand closer. We put a webcam in your shower, cause we're rocking girl power.
Okay, 30 seconds. I lasted longer than I thought I would. I'm gonna go check this place out.
You think Bart will say that again on this prom night? 30 seconds, lasted longer than I thought.
And that's how one of his kids is born, right? Or not born, but impregnated. It looks like, since it was hard to get tickets to this event, it looks like there's extra seats next to the Simpsons. So, like, they have kind of a whole row to themselves, it looks like.
It's just kind of nice. I mean, you're right.
Yeah. I guess that's the thing about the Sphere. I was complaining about, like, nosebleed tickets for the Taylor Swift concert. But with the Sphere, I think they say, like, any seat is good. Like, there's not, like, a reason to sit up close or far, that every seat you're experiencing and everything. So that's kind of what's kind of cool about that.
That is true. Yeah, I'm sure there's it's probably amazing to watch. I just don't care to see what they're showing.
Right. I think it just has to be a movie for me, like concert. I don't know. Right. Like we were talking about a bit, but yeah, definitely see something like the first original movie, Train Coming at You.
It'd be frightening.
Yeah.
Or G.I. Joe, the motion picture. As Homer, Marge, and Lisa enjoy the easy-to-digest feminism of K-pop, Bart walks by concessions selling pulled porculus and beef jerkulus. He makes a note of the heavy security surrounding the area, asking vendor Squeaky-Voiced Teen about it. So the knee sock doll merch isn't supposed to tell Bart that the whole concert is a giant trap.
Like that movie that M. Night Shyamalan made. trap, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
It seems that the FBI profiler has surmised that the mysterious seat miser will be at the show, and the police are finally going to catch them. Bart comments how much that sucks for the reseller, just as he gets notice on his phone that as the seat miser just sold 20 more tickets. Now, Steve,
Whoa.
I'm a dumb man.
Mm-hmm.
Did you figure out Bart was the seat miser at the beginning?
No, I mean, much like M. Night Shyamalan, I was thrown for a twist. I had no idea.
I know, because like the whole time I'm thinking like, all right, what Springfieldian hasn't been shown in this episode?
Mm-hmm.
And of course it's Bart. Why am I so dumb? Why am I so dumb?
I mean, it would make sense if it was Burns or Smithers or, maybe Krusty. But yeah, Bart, I had no idea. So after 10 more tickets being sold mid-concert, Bart grows smug. Sure, the profiler might think that she has him cornered, but there's no corner in the circulus. So after commenting just how screwed the seat miser may be, Bart learns that every exit of the arena is covered by cops, and the only way out is through restricted areas. And the only way to get access is with an employee badge, much like the one owned by teen swag vendor Andrew Friedman. So with a yoink, Bart swipes Squeaky Voice Teen's badge, and then witnesses the profiler filling in the Springfield PD.
This concert is the perfect trap for seat miser. These ticket reselling psychos can't resist showing up to silently gloat over their victims.
Damn, she's good. The money's nice, but the gloating is whoa.
So seat miser's here in the eye of the circulus, huh? But which one of these 10,000 people is he?
Well, my profiling tells me we're looking for a kid from Springfield Elementary.
What would a kid even do with all the money they'd make from this?
How about funding a campaign of targeted harassment? He started with the Springfield State Marching Band and just keeps raising the stakes. My intel confirms that Skinner is the principal of the school, and also he does in fact suck. So focus on every kid who's 12 or under. Before we know it, Skinner sucks will be projected on the moon.
How'd she know? I'm still waiting on quotes from 3 Moon guys.
So it's really funny to me that Bart has been making so much money that, he probably afford to pay off the mortgage of the house, probably get a new house, pay off all the bills the Simpsons needs, but as a 10-year-old boy, just find ways to make something say Skinner sucks.
Yeah, like you could buy like every video game console system. Like you could just buy some normal stuff too.
And it's funny, we were talking about Bart being a genius last week's episode, and this is kind of proof that if he puts his mind to something that he finds interesting, then he can get away with it. I think, yeah, he's like the next Elon Musk. Like, as long as he's got money, he'll just do whatever damage he wants. He's not, he's smart in that way, but he's not like book smart.
Yeah, and as we'll learn later on, even the way that he gets this is very Musk-esque because he didn't actually use any genius.
Yes.
He cheated.
Right.
So, while still hiding behind a plant, Bart overhears Wiggum tell Lou that when the profiler was talking, he was enjoying some corn nuts. So all he heard was crunch, crunch, crunch. Little does Clancy know that while he was describing his snack-based distraction, Bart was able to steal his radio.
So Bart sneaks into a locked door and listens as the profiler reports that her target knows of a large security presence and will most likely attempt an exit backstage. Bart then realizes that he is backstage and hides in the exterior screen control room. So with his hand on a fire alarm, Bart discovers that the profiler is one step ahead of him, anticipating a distraction, such as an alarm going off. A guard then corners Bart, but with quick thinking, Bart quickly covers his face in blemishes, disguising himself as the acne-riddled Andrew Friedman. So guard Raphael offers reassuring hope that one day Bart's face will clear up, and he will be quite the handsome Pelly. Well, the rest of the family enjoys the concert sitting so close they can see that the guitars don't have strings. So Lisa's overjoyed when Ha Yoon winks in her section. Meanwhile, in this clip, Bart continues to evade a capture while the profiler is hot on his trail.
We've got him now. Buying those tickets will allow us to triangulate the exact location of Seat Miser's phone.
Ah, the triangle. Geometry's bloodhound.
The kid's backstage by the Nisoc darning station. As long as Seat Miser's got his phone on him, he's ours.
I know I swore we'd be together until a new model with a slightly better camera comes out. Just try to remember the good times, the texting, the prank calls, The conversations I avoided while pretending to look at you. Still, I don't have any other choice. I love you so much.
I love the term triangulate.
It's so good.
Anytime you see a movie or TV show where they say triangulate, you know it's shit, but also entertaining.
Yeah, I wonder if they actually do triangulate anything in real life, because it seems to me like scragulate would be better because you get an extra point, but I don't know.
Well, Steve, I'm more in the Warren G camp, and I like to regulate.
Mound up. So Bart reluctantly drops his phone into a public toilet. And back at the show, the Nisak dolls begin their feminist anthem, Man-Cot, suggesting that gender-coded terminology is just another way to hold nearly half of the world's population back. And some of their examples include
Manila,
Manhattan,
well, meningitis,
menthol,
mandate,
mandingo,
mangle,
maniac,
Manchester,
mansplaining,
mandatory,
manspreading,
manhandle,
Manitoba,
Mensa,
Hispanic,
manhole,
womanicure,
her anal,
a wool manatee,
and the Will Mendez sisters.
You show them.
So they ask the men of the world to manage the damage as Bart returns carrying a bag of K-popcorn. Very funny joke. When Lisa asks about his absence, he claims there was a long line for the men's bathroom, but Lisa knows that doesn't add up.
So with the show over, Bart thinks that if he can just get out of the arena, he'll be in the clear. Just then, a guard informs the family kids must form a line where the profiler is waiting. Bart thinks to himself that he already ditched anything that was Seat Miser related.
He then sees the profiler has the Seat Miser's phone. It was found in a toilet, but thanks to the latest water-absorbing technology, the Rice agents were able to save the phone. Because they put the phone in ice, Steve. It's very funny. I mean, rice. So in modern-day Cinderella story, once the profiler finds the kid whose face unlocks the phone, they will have found the Seat Miser. So as the kids begin to have their faces scanned, Bart begins to get nervous.
What's going on up there? What do you think they're doing? Hey, you know what I think be funny? If you and I switch clothes.
They're gonna catch you.
What? What are you talking about?
I know you're the Seat Miser.
Me? That's ridiculous. How would a straight D student like me set up a high-tech scam like this?
Just like you do anything, the laziest way possible.
Indeed. So we then cut to the Springfield Library, where Bart uses a public computer to use Cheat GBT, which we saw earlier in the season, to set up an online ticket reselling racket. And next to him, Lenny is hard at work on his completely original pirate novel. So back at the Circulus, Bart scoffs at the accusation, asking why Homer had to buy tickets from Otto if he was such a criminal mastermind. And Lisa then explains that Otto got his tickets from Bart.
At first, I thought you were just selling the dog's anxiety pills again. I didn't want to believe it, but you're the Seat Miser.
You're wrong. And if the Nisak dolls met you, they wouldn't like you.
Once they got to know me, they would. Anyway, as sickened as I am that you're taking advantage of people, it also means that you're the reason I'm here tonight. And that was very sweet.
I don't do sweet things. Sweet's a taste I can't savor. Being bad's my favorite flavor.
Oh, look who knows a Nisak Dolls lyric. You like their music. You wanted us to share this experience as a family.
Maybe, if I was this guy, but I'm not. And you can't prove I am.
I don't have to. She will.
You're clear.
Bart was just trying to be nice to the family. But, he's trying to hide the fact that he's a huge K-pop fan. It's okay, Bart, you can admit it.
I'm sure he loves those demon hunters, too.
Well, Lisa's face doesn't open the phone of interest, but leaving Bart as the only kid left. As guards surround Bart, the profiler is confident that she has her suspect. She is stunned, though, when Bart's face isn't recognized. So Bart struts out, and the profiler calls the night a complete waste, having only caught 2 lousy deviants and a serial killer, and one of who is Mo. Which one is he?
He's probably not a serial killer. He's probably just a deviant.
I think when you see the serial killer, he's just the guy in the suit, the mustache, like not making a fuss.
Yeah, just the normal guy. So because the Seat Meister got away, the profiler tosses the phone in anger, and it lands in the bushes. And Lisa admits that she may have been wrong, something that hasn't happened to her since sports trivia night. She apologizes to Bart, who isn't sure which he enjoys more, his freedom or seeing his sister humiliated. Either way, Bart is glad Lisa had a good time.
Why would Lisa even do sports trivia at night?
That's what I was wondering. Like, they're not going to have a thing on, like, horse racing or anything.
Remember, like, when we used to go to trivia and, like, in Portland, and if there was any ever, like, sports trivia in the questioning, people just kind of, like, groan?
Yeah, and, like, you were there, so I could always rely on you because you would know good sports trivia. And, like, yeah.
Yeah, but, like, baseball stuff, but I didn't know shit about, like, basketball or football.
Yeah.
But it was groans, and I think they stopped doing sports as part of a category. Guess this is Portland and hipsters. They're not going to know this shit.
Yeah, unless it's about, like, the 1979 Blazers, they're not going to know. And it's only because they got their jersey at the thrift store.
It'd be the 77 Blazers, Steve. That's when they won the championship.
But that's too cool.
Maybe they know about the Timbers, the professional soccer.
That's true.
Bart then informs Lisa that he got to see all of these circulars, including the room where they upload the images for the dome. From that dome, we see Bart pull down his pants and shows off his hog. No, Steve, just his ass. He then tells Lisa that when he has set up his phone's facial recognition, he didn't use his face. So the butt cheeks from the dome unlock the phone, and Bart lets out a sinister laugh. And Lisa realizes his whole devious plot, and then he's arrested for child pornography.
He just showed his ass off to all Springfield.
Yeah, well, but that scene was probably deleted, Steve. You got the director's cut.
Ah, I see.
You consider that like a child mooning as child pornography?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think the kids' butts should be on my phone.
We've seen his wiener.
That's true. And he is like, 38, kind of.
No, I think he's like 49 by now, or 48.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, as the credits roll, we see footage of two dancers in mocap suits performing in live action as knee sock dolls. And in a split screen, we see what became of them in the final product, which is great to see. And, well, that's our episode.
When I was watching the episode 2, I saw the animation, and I'm like, this doesn't look like it's actual 2D drawings. It looked like almost the animation of like the Simpsons and Fortnite that's going on right now. And then it all made sense when we saw the dancers doing the motion cap thing. I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's why it looked off. But it was still kind of cool, that whole scene. Even though there's 4 of the knee sock dolls, they only had 2 people doing the dancing. So way to cheapen out on 2 more actors that could have had jobs there, Simpsons.
Yeah, costing people work. And like, can't every character be a different voice? Like, you're making Harry Shearer do it all.
There could have been 2 other dancers, Steve. Us. We should have been part of the knee sock dolls.
I think they would have been like, that one girl's really messed up. She has no rhythm whatsoever. And why is she bald? Well, that's our episode. Let's take a break, think about what we just saw, and we'll be right back.
Girl power. Ladies are now in your ivory tower. You men don't own poor behavior. Nuh-uh, that's also our favorite flavor. We can embezzle more. We can gamble. Get poor. Objectify. Watch us be grosser. Harass. Watch us stand closer. We put a webcam in your shower, 'cause we're rocking girl power. Girl power. Hey. Girl power.
All right, we're back. Let's finish up our discussion of the day of the checkup. We'll talk about the things in the episode that we liked, the things that we didn't like so much, our overall thoughts of the episode, maybe a most valuable jokester, what we're watching next week. But before we do all of that, we, as podcast hosts, like to give our other podcast hosts some gifts from the episode that we think that they might appreciate. So, Craig, I got you a couple things. Of course, I got you some K-popcorn. I got you a morning duff, since you love to drink in the morning nowadays. And if that makes you nervous, I also got you some dog anxiety medicine. But all that drugs, you're going to need something. So I also got you some cleanish pee. And to top it all off, I got you Skinner Sucks printed on the moon because my moon guy comes through.
You and your best friend, Buzz Armstrong. Oh, sorry, Buzz Lightyear. That's who your friend is.
It's Louis Armstrong.
I appreciate the jokes, and I'm glad that jokes are gifts.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think if your gifts are jokes at all.
They're deadly serious.
Right. Steve, I'm glad that one of your gifts, or all of your gifts, weren't something that I got you. Because I got you a webcam for your shower so I can check chicken on you. Also got you a new toilet phone. I'm sorry, a phone that definitely was not in a toilet. And I got you tickets to see a K-pop band at, I can't afford the Sphere, so you just have to go to, it's actually just some like elementary school kids pageant that they're doing like K-pop songs. So I said you'd volunteer by bringing Tang and Fluffernutters. So you're volunteering.
Children and Tang, sign me up.
And finally, this isn't related to the episode, but this weekend I purchased something for you. I know you're not a huge comic book fan, and you're more of a Spider-Man fan, but I thought this was just a nice piece of memorabilia, and it's a graded first issue of Superman at a 9.0, and I just thought you should have it.
Oh, that's nice. I'll put it in a bookcase or something. That's great.
Yeah, I didn't spend that much money on it. Just a couple bucks, I guess.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Craig. That's very kind of you.
Steve, do I have to explain my reference if people don't?
I get it, but yeah, you should probably explain.
The highest comic book ever sold was $9-point-something million, and it was a Superman #1. Not an Action Comics #1, but a Superman #1.
So not him lifting the car, but it was him.
It was his first solo issue, or solo comic series, not Action Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still. They found it in an attic, and it was like in pristine condition. So it was a 9.0 out of 10. So it went for a 9 million. But yeah.
That's amazing. And now it's mine.
Yeah.
And this episode is all about reselling, so I'll make it to work.
I thought you were wiping your ass with it for a second.
Oh, I'm going to do that first, of course. Craig, speaking of wiping your ass, I'm not. But what made you laugh in this episode?
So I did talk about my favorite scene probably is the when they're seeing all the tickets being sold and Ralph screams. I just love that animation, and not hearing the scream, I think, is more effective than actually hearing the scream. So kudos to that. And then the callback to Lenny. Lenny actually, I think, is the MVJ for me, just because they brought the Lenny and I jokes back, but also him like talking about his pirate novel and making sure no one steals it. And then also like seeing him like in the library working on it. Just a nice like little sight Lenny gag. So I think those are my favorite jokes or MVJ with Lenny. Bart as like a main character, Micah, and also mention of the MVJ, but and Panzer Booster, of course, as the FBI agent. Great job. But I think jokes wise, I think I'm more into the actual story of what happened. It was pretty fun. How about you, Steve?
Yeah, I think that like the K-popcorn, that was fun. I really liked in the beginning the negotiation. We didn't talk about it a lot, but the pictures of the negotiation styles of like Burns and then later Homer and Lisa, those were a lot of fun. The spin class running the electric chair, that's pretty good. But I think that I'm going to give it then to, let's say, Sideshow Mel, because I like his conflict with Frink. I thought that was a lot of fun. Also, I want to say that I think that the K-pop songs were really funny. In the beginning, like the one about them committing crimes just like men do. That's a lot of fun. And then, of course, the all the man-woman words. I think like not only are the songs funny, but I think they kind of work as pop songs, what little hit that we heard. So I think that was really well done.
Yeah, and the fact that we got to see in the end credits the actual like dancing with the mocap suits. And yeah, I think it was kind of like my take on the episode, is like it was really well animated. Like spot on directing wise.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get into it. What are your complete thoughts of the episode?
I just had kind of fun watching it. I know it's not much of a mystery, but like I like it when there's that little bit of element, like who's this? And I'm so dumb I mentioned in the podcast, like of course it's Bart. This episode really had the memory of when they built the casino, Mr. Burns' casino. And I like how the sphere, hopefully as a canon, is still there. It wasn't destroyed or anything.
That's true.
Does that mean like because the conflict that no one could sleep at night, is it still going to be an issue? Like story-wise, yeah, it was like a parody of a movie called Trap, which I haven't seen, by M. Night Shyamalan. I think Bart frighting too at the end, and then then it was his butt that opened the phone, or his phone. Might not have been like the most hilarious episode, but I chuckled a couple times. I just think it was directed well. The story, as silly as it was, made sense. And there's the hint of Bart, even like he's doing something for himself. In the end, he's kind of doing something for the family. And Homer, of course, trying his best to make his daughter happy. I always like that. So I don't know, I had fun with the episode. If I gave it a ranking, and I'm going to, of course, Paget Brewster was the guest star in this. And she was on the show Criminal Minds. And see, I didn't realize this, but she was on the show for 225 episodes. So if I had to give this a ranking out of 225, I'm going to give it, that's so many numbers, Steve. I'll just talk about her first episode, of course, was season 2, episode 9 is The Last Word. And her last appearance was, of course, season 18, episode 10, The Disciple. But I'm going to give this episode one of my favorites of Criminal Minds. Of course, never seen it. I'm going to give it season 11, episode 19, Tribute, because that's the only episode she's in season 11.
It's not the best episode in the world. It's just a tribute.
You got to believe me.
This was a lot of fun episode. Like, you're right. The jokes are not joking super hard, but there was some funny stuff in the beginning. But yeah, the plot structure is really well done. I like the mystery that unravels, at least for us dummies, about Bart being the seat miser. I thought it could have been Comic Book Guy. Also, I think that just the way that the back half of the episode with him worried about getting caught, I think it's really well done. And yeah, it's a very beautiful episode, from showing the depth of the dome to just the K-pop dancers. I think that's really well done. I think it flows really well. I really like the Homer and Lisa plot line, because they're both aware enough to know that he's kind of a disappointment, but he fights it and he succeeds eventually. And I think that Bart being bad boy Bart, it works really well in this context. So yeah, I think this is a watch. I think Paget Brewster, always a delight. I think she, even though she's kind of doing what she does from Criminal Minds, I assume, I've never seen an episode, but I think she's really good in that. And all around, this was a positive experience for me. It is on the button of modernity, being modern, with the dome or the circulus, K-pop, and ticket reselling, all very relevant even in today. And I think even if K-pop doesn't stay as popular as it is now, I think it makes sense. So this has a lasting power. So yeah, this is a watch for me. And if I had to give it a ranking, those K-pop bands these days, they have a lot of members. One such band, Triple S, is a girl group, and they have 24 members, which is, I don't know how that works on stage, but yeah, so out of 24, I'm going to give this, it's so hard to pick a number, so I'm going to say, do I go for Yoon Si-yoon, Park So-yoon, do I go Mayu, Sulin, Se Daoin? No, I'm going to go Jubin. So out of 24, I give this a Jubin. That was a great episode, and I had a lot of fun. But the question is, will we have fun next week with another new episode? I feel like we're getting a lot of new episodes, which is great. So yeah, it's season 37, episode 9. What do you think the title of that episode is, Craig?
Well, of course, this episode was called Day of the Jack-Up, which is a parody of the Frederick Forsyth novel, The Day of the Jackal. So I thought they're probably having fun with good old Freddy and his other novels.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're going to parody the book of a notable work of Mr. Frederick Forsyth with the book The Dogs of War.
Ooh.
And this title would be called The Hot Dogs of War.
Oh, that does sound like fun, but no, sadly. I would love to see that, but no, the next week's episode is called Aunt Misbehavin. What do you think that's about?
We know that there's Patty and Selma, but there could be another aunt. That's right. We're finally going to get an episode with Homer's half-brother, Herb, and Herb introduces his new wife, which, of course, will be played by a famous actress.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say who. Oh, it'll be Rhea Perlman. There we go.
Obviously,
because she's wife with Danny, the guy that does the Jimmy John's commercials. No, Jersey Mike's. Danny DeVito. Very excited to meet his new wife, the family, of course, and the aunt. But she, of course, takes Bart and Lisa and Maggie out on adventures. But she's not mature enough to be babysit them, because she is a very young lady herself.
Ooh.
And so they go around causing a ruckus to Springfield. And in the B plot, Herb and Homer and Marge have to sit and listen to him in a timeshare presentation, because that's what he does now.
That makes sense, yeah. That's a very solid, well-thought-out plot, but it is completely and totally wrong. So Bart and Patty team up for the ultimate prank, getting Homer declared legally dead. But to their chagrin, Homer loves officially being dead, which leads to Patty and Selma having a huge fight, and Patty moving away to Palm Springfield.
All right. So which one's the fake one, mine or yours?
I will have to wait and see. I think they both sound reasonably fake.
Sounds fun. I'm very excited for this episode.
Me too. I feel like we haven't had a good Patty and Selma episode in a minute, so I am looking forward to that. And listeners, thank you so much for listening. And hey, if you want more of us, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/AnnoyedGruntBoys. We have a new episode every week where we kind of talk about something related to the current episode of The Simpsons. And this week, we're going to be talking about a Joel H. Cohen written movie called Extinct. I don't know much about it other than that it was a Netflix movie from 2021, and it has all sorts of fun Simpsons connections. Aside from being written by Joel H. Cohen, it was also written by John Frank and Rob LaZebnik, who co-showran the episode this week. And it was directed by Raymond S. Percy and David Silverman. And it has a whole slew of people in it, such as Maroon 5's Adam Devine, Rachel Bloom, Ken Jeong, Jim Jeffries, Catherine O'Hara, Reggie Watts, Henry Winkler, the Fonz himself, Alex Borstein for all you Family Guy heads, and Tom Hollander, Richard Kind, so many more. It's available on Netflix because it is a Netflix original, and the story goes, Op and Ed accidentally time travel from the Galapagos Islands in 1835 to present-day Shanghai. They make their way through the city in confusion and make the horrifying discovery that the species to which they belong is extinct. Might be bad, might be good. We'll find out, as will you. So thank you so much for listening.
Did you say Adam Devine is the lead singer of Maroon 5? That's Adam Levine.
Oh, that's right.
Adam Devine is the actor on Righteous Gemstones and
Workaholics.
Workaholics, yeah.
Yeah, and Pitch Perfect. Oh, yeah, that's much better.
He thought, who should be our lead character? Well, obviously, Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
I mean, the 4-year-olds that this movie is aimed towards, it's all the same to them. So, but yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Adam Devine, not Adam Levine. Wow. Okay.
Had to correct your boner there.
Thank you for clarifying. I could redo it, but I'm not going to because I just said a lot of words.
I'm not. That's why I didn't stop you in your middle of your rant.
I appreciate that.
Okay. All right. Am I looking forward to this? Yeah. I've never heard of this movie. It probably came. Oh, you said 2020, so it's a pandemic movie. So that's what we're up against, I guess. The pandemic. Okay. But yeah, like you said, all Simpsons people. So that's kind of cool.
Yes. So thank you, and we hope you listen to that. And also, if you want to go contact us, you can go to the socials like Instagram or YouTube, or you can always contact us on email at 13simpsons or 13simpsons@gmail.com.
And you can go ahead and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or whichever podcast platform you listen to. Just leave us 5 stars or the equivalent, but you don't have to write a real review. No, you can just tell us about your favorite concert that you overpaid and were annoyed by.
And hey, go to tpublic.com/user/AnnoyedGruntBoys and get yourself some great 138 Simpsons swag. All right, for this week, I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Steve.
And I've been Annoyed Grunt Boy Craig.
And remember, sweet's a taste I can't savor. Being bad's my favorite flavor.
No one enjoys loud, gibberish, and screaming preteens more than me.
No daddy's daughter ever had a better daughter daddy.